Hi guys, welcome back to Bridal Society. I'm Rebecca, and if you're not familiar with us, normally you will find me filming with Laura, who also runs this channel with me. But today is slightly different because I'm filming with Anna in Canada to bring to you a special video about the differences between British weddings and North American weddings. Now this is actually part 2, so if you missed part 1, you'll find the link to that below. So you hop on over and check that out first. This just continues on from where that one left off, because once we got talking we realised there were a lot of differences and thought it was a bit too much to put all in one video. So we hope you like what we've got for you and keep watching.
So now in the UK, do you say your own vows, or are there specific things that you have to say so that it's...
So you do have specific phrases to make it like legally binding.
Okay.
But which are the ones you probably typically more hear, but you do have like options on a couple of like the sentences, so you don't have to say obey.
Good.
And things. and things, and then just other things like, I think it's like, instead of saying like man and wife, you can choose husband and wife.
Right.
And that kind of thing, but they are set sentences. You can say your own vows as well, but you can't replace those set like 4 sentences or whatever it is.
From what I understand, and I'm not married, I think it's kind of a free-for-all in terms of what can be said or not in ceremonies over here. And that's, once again, it's important to pick an officiant that you find is going to say the things that you're
So does it matter, like, so if you're having like a civil ceremony, can you still, like, if one of you's religious, can you have... Oh, okay, yeah, no, you can't do that in the UK.
Really?
So, no, yeah, so if you're having a civil ceremony, you cannot have any religious content of any sort. You can't have, like, a hymn, like a religious song, a prayer, a reading,
really?
Anything that references God, religion, any of it, not allowed through that front door.
They just don't match.
It's not
they
allowed.
just don't match.
You're either having a religious wedding or you're not. You can, like, if you're really keen on that, you can have, like, after the civil ceremony is officially ended, and only then, you can have, like, a blessing afterwards, but, like, the legal bit would be the civil ceremony part.
Right. I guess if you get married in a church here as well, it's a bit more structured. And then a civil ceremony at City Hall, for example, would have those legally binding statements that would have to be done and have to be said.
Okay.
Just like the UK. But then in a ceremony that you're just organizing yourself in any location of your choice and led by any person of your choice.
So you could just get, like, Uncle Bob to come on over.
You probably could. There must be some online course that someone can do at the very least, and then get them registered to marry you. From what I understand, it
probably differs from province to province and stuff a little bit, I guess.
Very much so.
Like,
yes.
Yeah. But it is possible.
It is possible. Yeah, for sure.
I like that though. Again, I think that's much more like meaningful and sentimental. It tells someone you know marry you, or like that kind of thing.
Yes. Maybe there's a bit more freedom once you get to your actual dinner, like your wedding dinner or whatever. Then you get to do a little bit more what you want.
Yeah,
sense,
yeah.
right?
All the sort of legal stuff is taken care of then.
Exactly.
So
and so now, if your wedding ceremonies are happening at 1 or even earlier, like 11, what happens afterwards? Do people just go home and wait for dinner, or?
Well, so then typically you then, like, as the couple go off and have like some photographs, and your guests like would move to your reception venue.
Yes.
And then like they start like their reception drinks. So they're just having like drinks and canapes.
Right.
And then you kind of join them then, and then you go into your wedding breakfast. Yeah, and I say breakfast, which translates as
like hash
dinner.
Browns and eggs, or okay, it's a dinner, but it's called breakfast.
It's dinner,
doesn't make
breakfast,
sense,
and it's at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
This is very confusing.
So, because like you're getting married like over lunchtime, so no one's like eaten yet.
Everyone's just starving.
Yeah, and I guess it's breakfast, because I suppose breakfast technically means like it's breaking the fast, right?
Oh.
And so like so that's then your first meal as a miracle, but also I guess then technically of the day, like you're breaking the fast. So yeah, maybe that's why we call it the wedding breakfast.
But it's not an actual.
It's not breakfast food, no.
And is it
it's
like a full 4-course meal type of situation?
Yeah, like a
Sit
seated,
down?
served, typically, obviously there's variations, but like,
Right.
yeah, typically, yeah, people will serve like, your starters, mains, like dessert thing.
Huh. At 3.
At 3. Yeah, and then like you do then
I mean, if
like
you're hungry,
the speeches after that, and then like the cake cutting, first dance, and then party on hard.
Party on hard.
Party on hard.
Right on. That's so funny. We actually
Do you have a
we
similar
have
sequence, or is
similar sequence. Starting with, as
But
you
a lot later on.
said, the cocktail hour is quite a bit later on because our ceremonies are typically between 3 and 4 o'clock. Everybody would be then ushered into the room, not with ushers, just by.
But you see, ushers have a great function.
It is true.
you see?
We could use some ushers, I think. I think the catering staff probably just does that. And they are sent into the reception room of the venue of their choice, which often will end up being on the same grounds as where the ceremony was. And then they wait for everybody to walk in with music and introductions, and that would be the bridal party followed by the bride and groom who make their grand entrance. And that's actually typically followed by the first dance. So they would just have their dance there right away so that everybody can watch and be attentive and think it's so cute. And then let's eat, because we at that point are also quite hungry and ready to have some food. So it's quite similar, but the speeches, from what I understand, are a little bit different in the UK.
Yeah, I think so.
We just do them sporadically throughout the meal. If the meal has multiple courses, you kind of break it up with mom and dad's speech on the bride's side, mom and dad's speech on the groom's side, and then the maid of honor always has something she wants to say, so she's always next, and then usually ends with the best man or somebody that will talk about the groom. But that's just usually to break up the meal and not bore people.
Yeah, the changeover and like removing plates, bringing out new stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Whereas for you
guys,
that's
quite different. So I mean, sometimes we'll do the speeches first, depending on like how nervous people are. Like we don't want their like stomach churning when they're supposed to be like eating.
Yes.
But
or into too many drinks.
But traditionally, I mean, there would be straight after the meal. But it's only the men that do speeches in England.
Really?
Yeah. So
who talks about the bride?
So the father of the bride.
Okay.
So you've got I'm trying to think what order they go in. I think the father of the bride goes first with his speech, and then the best man, and then the groom, and then you're done.
And the groom speaks on behalf of both of you, saying like.
So they will like thank you for coming, and then it's his job to like thank the bridesmaids.
Right
for
on.
Doing their thing.
Yes.
And then you hand out like gifts to like the parents and bridal party.
Nice.
At that point. But yeah, no, the women don't speak.
Huh.
No one's going to stop you. Like I did,
like
to be fair, I did
yes.
a speech, but yeah, I'm pretty confident in saying I've never been to a wedding in the UK where any woman had spoken other than me. Like on that occasion.
But once the speeches are done, do you go right into a party?
So then we'll do the cake cutting, first dance, and then straight into the party. But there's the thing. But because our day is so long, because we started much earlier, we send out like 2 different types of invitations.
Okay.
Just to blow your mind right now.
But.
So we send out like full day invitations, and then we send out evening reception invitations. So she's like, what's an evening reception? So
that's crazy. So there's some people you don't actually want there for the whole day, is what you're saying.
Yes, so basically what it is that we don't want to pay out to feed people that we only kind of know. So like, I don't know, like work colleagues or just sort of acquaintances and that kind of thing who you like and kind of want there, but you're not to the level that you're going to pay like £60, £80 a head, you know, because obviously like you pay per head and it's expensive,
it is.
right? Then plus ones and all this. So yeah, so you either get, say, this invitation where you get to go to like the ceremony and the dinner, and the evening do, or you just get the evening do, which is just like the party, maybe like a bit of like buffet food possibly,
Right.
but
Late night snacks.
yeah. But yeah, and that's it.
And those people just kind of sneak in throughout that.
So they get like a separate time on their invitation, which is usually
I
like
see.
scheduled for when the couple expects to have finished doing the speeches. So they can kind of arrive for like the cake cutting first dance
Right.
kind of time. So you probably at about like 6-7 p.m.
Okay.
around this point. It does save you money.
I like that. I like that. And the only problem with that, if you transfer it over here, is that you'd be inviting people for 10 o'clock. Like they would be getting an invitation. Like, please
They'd
show
be like,
up for the party starting 10 p.m. and
You
it's
can
at
wear
1
your
a.m.
pajamas because
Yeah,
it's so
exactly,
late.
It's so late. But I'm sure some people would be actually very interested in doing that because they don't get the boredom of the ceremony and all that, but they do get the fun of the party, the dance floor, the open bar, all the fun that
No
happens
open
in the
bar.
evening. What?
No, let me stop you right there. Well, but can you imagine if you start like, because I would say we start like 7 o'clock. If you start
Oh,
the
yeah.
drinking from like with an open bar from 7 p.m.
Oh, people are
we'd be
goners.
broke.
Oh,
Like,
yes, for sure.
So yeah, no, I've never been to an open bar wedding
Huh.
in the UK. No, it's not expected. Like you'd get like a bottle of like red and white wine on the tables during
Yes.
like during the reception, and you'd be given like some champagne for the toast, like the speeches.
Right.
That's where it ends.
And then whatever
That's
the
it.
venue is would charge you their fees
Like
for
whatever that
a
is.
drink.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's a little bit of a bummer.
But in fairness, like all our guests have not given us as many presents in the build-up, so
Fair enough.
We
There
don't
has
feel the
been
need to give back in the
a
same
lot of
way.
money accumulated up until that point, so it's expected that
It's
that
like
would
a thank
be
you,
put to
right?
good
Like-
use in an open bar, which definitely happens. Now, are all these guests like what kind of attire do they wear for these kind of events?
So yeah, you probably watch
It
like
sounds a little
royal
bit
weddings
fancy.
and stuff and
Right.
seen some of this. But yeah, like hats, fascinators more so maybe than hats. But like yeah, for the women, yeah,
It's quite
you'll wear
fancy.
like fascinators. To be fair, I never have because hats don't suit me and I do tend to think they look weird. But
What?
just like a bird cage stuck on the side of your head. I mean, what is it
Cool.
that
I just
about?
want one so bad. They're just really cool. You have to make it you can make it into a themed hat engagement party where everybody must wear a hat, but it's actually just at your engagement party instead of
You
the
could
wedding.
do that.
Now, during the actual evening with the dinner for
Mm-hmm.
us, we have these kind of traditions where people are able to cling their glasses with a knife and make noise and get the couple to kiss. Is this something that happens?
We're British and
Over the pond.
reserved. Like, that's not happening.
No?
No, I mean, if you chinked a glass, we would understand the cue, but that doesn't happen.
Okay. So
Are you guys like just more all over each
oh,
other?
well, it's still to some degree PG-13, I would think. But
By the way, we
there's-
don't have PG-13 in the UK. That's not a thing. That's a whole other thing,
Next
movie ratings.
video.
But yeah, but PG.
Well, it's definitely a little less reserved, I would think, but we for sure have nowadays. It's kind of the new thing is to find interesting ways to not have the clinging of the glasses, which gets really obnoxious during ceremonies.
I bet that like the venue staff whose glasses they are get really nervous about that too. They're like,
For
"Oh,
sure,
our
The
glasses.
crystal, don't break the crystal. Yes, that.
Maybe it's venues that started this change. Like, save the glass.
Yeah. No, it gets really obnoxious, so we don't want to do that too much, but we still want to be involved and have the guests have a chance to get the couple to kiss. So
That's
the
sweet.
crazy games that I've heard so far is getting every table together to go up and sing a song. So you would get
Okay.
all the people that are at your table, and this is a good way to get your guests to meet one another and discuss and get to know each other.
So who determines these games? They're like written on something.
Yes,
and-
there would be
okay.
some kind of something to explain this is what we expect if you would like the couple to kiss. One of the fun ones that I've seen more and more now is having a couple who are guests attending the wedding go up to the front and present the kiss that they would like the bride and groom to mimic. And that becomes very interesting when, you know, the mother of the groom and the father of the groom go up and do some kind of dip kiss or some funny thing or little pecks, and then the bride and groom have to replicate that, which is really cute. And then one of the last games that I've seen recently was for couples that have received enough gifts at that point that they don't feel like they need more money, but want to give back. The way to get them to kiss is actually to make a donation to the foundation of their choice. And once you've made a donation, then you ring a bell and the couple kisses. And I think that's a really neat way to give back, especially because a lot of the North American couples come out of their wedding not in debt, but actually having made money from all the events, the fundraising and the gift giving.
Yeah, we still pay off our weddings for like years afterwards.
Depends how deep into it you are, but for sure that definitely happens. But
if you play your cards right.
When I'm saying that we're not super restricted or that we're not PG-13, I also mean that we do the garter toss, which is something that I think you guys don't do.
Yeah, British people don't know what this is. So I do, because I'm married to a Canadian.
You do.
But yes, so British people. So obviously, you know, as women, we throw our bouquet and the single ladies catch the bouquet, and then they'll be the next one to get married. But over here, the men have an equivalent.
Oh yes.
So I believe this is where, like, we still wear garters in the UK. That's still normal. Like, we still wear the garter, but we just keep the garter.
For its actual purpose of, like...
No, it's still just decorative. It's just decorative, but
nothing happens to it.
No.
Okay. Well.
So, intrigue, right? So, but there, like, so the first time I encountered this, I was at a wedding in Ottawa, and, like... They put a chair in the middle of the dance floor, and the bride came and sat on it, and then like people started to gather around, particularly like the single men. And I'm like, what is going on?
It's the garter toss.
And then the guy, proceeded to go on his hands and knees. I'm like, okay, now seriously, what's going on? I'm looking at my husband, like, seriously, my future husband at that point. I'm like, what is this? And then lifts her skirt up, her dress, and I'm like, okay, her grandmother is right there. Like, what are these people doing? Like, yes, it's the garter toss. So the guy has to, I think, typically get it off with his teeth, right? Yes. So no hands. Has to go up the dress, get the garter off her thigh, and then get it off with his teeth, and then like throws it to the single men, right? Yes. And then like whoever catches the garter and the bouquet are then supposed to like have a dance or something.
Yes.
Like, and then theoretically like go off and get married in the future, right? Like theoretically. Like, that's always happened to somebody.
Probably has, if that's the tradition.
Yes, but British people have no idea about this. This isn't even like been rumoured across there. And
that could be very uncomfortable for a British person to attend a Canadian wedding.
So then when I was planning my wedding, my husband was like, yeah, there's going to be no wedding if there's no garter toss. Like, I am in this for the garter toss.
That's right.
So I had to go around, like, pre-warning anyone over the age of 40 coming to my wedding that this was going to happen. Because I was like, okay, Mum, Dad, this is normal.
Yes.
I promise. Like,
I apologize, but I promise it's fine.
But we did make it into a whole thing. So like we put on like the Mission Impossible music.
I love that.
And like I hid like this whole like bag of stuff on my skirt. I had quite a big skirt, and like so I walked in like with holding this bag like under and sat on the chair. And then my husband like pulling out all different kinds of things like from under my skirt, all dramatic, and then like ended with the garter. But
and then you threw it,
and then he tossed it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely something that is present at many weddings, but if you do find that it's a little bit more risque, I've seen people remove it with their hands or not do it all together, which is kind of a shame because it is a fun tradition.
It is fun.
It is kind of the men's way of having a bit of fun as well. And that usually opens the dance floor for the party, and the father-daughter, mother-son dances, and then onwards with the night. Yeah.
Good times.
That is really
good times.
Well, there's definitely a huge amount of differences.
There are.
having never been to a British wedding, it now definitely makes me kind of curious, and I'm like, whose wedding could I be invited to to go and actually live these differences out in?
This thing, like, my general impression is that like North Americans tend to think like we're still like quite quintessential and reserved and things, and I'm like, no, we're not. But now we talk about it, I think like our weddings are still kind of quite reserved and traditional and like and all this kind of
Not
stuff.
to say that you guys don't have a good time though, because I'm sure you know how to party.
But yes, so yeah, quite a lot of differences there.
Yes.
I think let us know what your favourite difference was, or if in fact you know any more that are interesting as well. We'd love to hear that. But thank you to Anna for like co-hosting with me today.
I'm so happy.
And don't forget, you can find her at anarancourt.com.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
And please subscribe to our channel and let us know if there's anything else you'd like us to film for you and record that you're interested in seeing. But otherwise, thanks and see you next time.
Have a good day.